everybody. This is AJ Capasso here for another episode of Talking with the Source. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm here with my good friend. Please introduce yourself, my buddy.
Jonathan Keyworth, JK47 Paranormal.
And also his show, Targeting with JK47. You got to check it out. Talk a little bit about it real quick.
Oh, dude. So right now I'm on live spirit box sessions with a cold case, Ellen Ray Greenberg. I can get enough for your editing, dude. That one question, dude. I asked her, what room did you die in? And it says bathroom, like clear as shit. Like that's the best response I've ever gotten, dude. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Go to my Facebook page or my TikTok or Talking with the Source TikTok or Facebook. You'll see it on there.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild. But real quick, I want to do a quick shout out. We are live on Parapost, Parapost International, Paralinks. We are soon going to be live on Rift Nation. We want to thank everyone over at Rift Nation for allowing us to join that community. So we'll soon be over there. Also, we just want to give a shout out to Global Ghost Hunt. If you have a team or you are a researcher and you want to get involved in Global Ghost Hunt, basically it's where a bunch of teams from around the globe stream their live overnight investigations. And we have an amazing team that works behind to make this event possible. So go to www.globalghosthunt.com and check out all the information and sign your team up now. But beyond all that, we have an amazing guest today, John.
Hey, AJ, real quick. I just want to shout out, we miss Robin and we wish him nothing but love and light. You know, hope you're doing okay, bud. We can't wait till you get back on the show, man.
Yeah, please send Robin some prayers. He's dealing with some family issues. Please send Robin some prayers. We truly appreciate those prayers, and I know that he does. He'll be back by the end of September. He's just dealing with a lot right now, so we're just going to let him take his time and get, focused and get back on track. So thank you so much for bringing that up, John. But right now we're bringing in Cyn Shrader Hill, who is an author and also a paranormal researcher. So let me bring her in. Cynthia, how are you?
I'm great. You can call me Cyn for short.
Cyn for sure. And you know what? That's short for Cynthia, right?
It is. It is.
Okay, yeah, because I totally got that messed up as when we first started talking.
I won't tell anybody.
All right, cool. Thank you. So the first question I wanted to ask you was, what sparked your interest in the paranormal field?
I have been interested in it all my life, and I was a little sensitive, but just didn't know it, had no idea. So fast forward to 2020, well, actually it was right after 9/11. So 2001, we just lost my dad. It was 5 days before his 69th birthday. It was unexpected. I was a daddy's girl. So, even as old as I am now, I still miss my dad, right? Yeah. So it took a while, but in 2012, I think, my cousin had her business here in town, which I live in Lincoln County. It's a little house-looking county in Tennessee at the very bottom of the state, right above Huntsville, Alabama. It looks like it's got a little chimney on it. So that's my county. I was born in Fayetteville. She was having her art studio investigated for some reasons that just happened around while she was trying to do some art one night. And I didn't know that. She got this group to come down that was over 2 hours away. And then I found out about it and I was like, man, you didn't tell me? I really wanted to be there. So I contacted this same group to come down and see if my dad was still at the old store. The old store was built, the bottom part of it was built in the 1800s. The top part was added on. And by the time, I guess around the turn of the century is when the road started being built up. So the basement used to be the first floor. Okay. That's how much our roads have built up in town.
Wow.
So it still had 2 huge vats in it in this basement. Over the years, it had been different things, lots of different things. Slaughterhouse. It had been an ice cream factory. It had been a place to sell furniture. When my dad got a hold of it in the 60s, he opened an auto parts store there. So
Wow.
it was a family business, and it was a big old building. Um, you would feel things, especially if you went down into the basement. Something was a little off. You just didn't know exactly what. So fast forward to when he died. And then she had the team come down. Well, I did too. Mom just said, you know what? You can have them investigate the old store because they had closed about 2 years after my dad died. It was
Mm.
2 women, my mom and my sister, trying to run an auto parts store in a small town where
Yeah.
even Walmart sells auto parts, and guys just really don't want to come in and talk to women about cars,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, especially in the South. And it's all good. It's all good. So they closed the store, turned off the utilities, everything was off, cleaned it out, the whole bit. So this team comes in 2013, and I just wanted to see if my dad was there. Mom said, keep them down there. Do not bring them to the house. I will not have the house investigated. I said, cool,
Yeah.
that's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
She didn't want
Yeah.
to come down there.
Yeah.
My
That's all right.
husband
You would have
was
been attached to that place anyway, like not just the house,
right.
but to the place where you're talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. Interestingly enough, the only place that their instruments, including K2s and REM pods, anything like that that they had that would sound off, only went off in the exact location his chair sat for 40 years.
Wow.
That's the only place. No utilities on in this place for at least 2 years prior to this investigation, possibly a third year. So no
Wow.
utilities at all. And they only got a couple of EVPs. One was this really weird holy mackerel, which nobody in my family ever used, but I kind of thought maybe it was something from the old ice cream factory or before,
Yeah.
maybe. The other
Now,
one,
now wait, hold on. Question: do you have any of your evidence online?
I do.
Okay, do you have it on YouTube or do you have it on TikTok? What do you have it on?
I'm on Facebook. I'm also on, you can go to my website, elkvalleyparanormal.com.
Okay,
These two,
elkvalleyparanormal.com.
elkvalleyparanormal.com, yeah. These 2 EVPs are from the former group, so they're not on there. But this really weird one that they got was from the basement. And like I told you, there were a couple of vats down there, really huge concrete vats. It had been a turkey slaughterhouse. So there were still hooks hanging, all that kind of stuff. They got gobbling on an EVP. So we had turkey ghost in that building.
Wow.
And I really wish I
I
had
got
that.
a lion once.
Oh, a lion?
Yeah, I was doing the cold case on the guy from the what is it, Joe Exotic series. Don
Yeah.
Lewis was his name. He was married to Christina Baskins, and I said, did they feed you to the lions? And through the spirit box came a growl. It's pretty weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so I
Well,
want to bring up this real quick before we continue. I want to bring up your webpage,
sure.
elkvalleyparanormal.com. I want to just go to this page right here and see what some of the evidence that you caught. We're on evidence right now. Do I click on any of them, or is there a certain one that you would like me to click on?
Well, you are in, you pull down the second one in the evidence menu, right? Yeah. So,
Yep. Okay. So, which one should I do?
Oh,
The second one.
The second one you're on correlates with my third book.
Okay.
They're speaking. Are you listening? So this one was supposed to be my first book, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I finally put all of the EVPs that are in that book on this page. You can read the book and go through and actually listen to the EVPs I have listed. So,
that's cool.
Like that first one, that's one chapter. And then you go down to the next red letter, that's another chapter.
And what is the name of the book? What is the name of the book so we can plug it?
It is They're Speaking. Are You Listening? My Most Compelling EVPs.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like a read along.
Right?
I'm gonna click on one of these right here and let's see what we got. So first floor baby viewing room. Sean brought a stuffed bear for Mary. EVP. Take her back. I don't want her. Here we go.
Cute little bear. It's super soft too. I thought you might like.
I heard that. Yeah.
Hold on. I'll play it again.
Cute little bear. It's super soft too. I thought you might like.
I heard take the bear. Yeah.
Cute little bear. It's super soft too. I thought you might like.
Wow. That is a great EVP.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do the one next to it. First floor office, talking with the owner. EVP gets wanna play. A voice says wanna play. Wow, did you hear that?
Yeah, it's pretty embedded in there, but I hear it.
Yeah, but it's right after it. That is so cool. That is so awesome. I look forward to picking up this book and going through all of them. I'm going to do one more. Which one would you suggest to do one more with? Because I know you know the best ones.
Yeah. One of the funniest ones is, here come the glasses again. I apologize.
No, it's all right.
You're going to want to go over or down, and find, just a second. Well, go down to Booger Hollow Cemetery, actually. There's only one in that one. And see if you can hear her.
What cemetery is it?
It's Booger Hollow Cemetery.
Okay.
It's here. The real name is Stewart Cemetery.
Old Fayetteville. No, all I see is I can't even say the name. Fayette Hospital.
Old Fayetteville Hospital. Hellsbar Dam.
Hellsbar Dam.
There's Lynchburg Haunted Home.
Yep, Lynchburg. Commercial properties in operation. Residential investigations.
Okay, on the residential investigation, go to. Do you see underneath there? Go down a little farther. Go down a little bit farther. Okay.
Octagon Hall?
No, what's underneath there?
Nothing. It's as far as it goes down.
Okay. Somebody has been on my website. I have to fix that.
How about this one? It says EVP scare 'em. I'm Legion.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. What is this one about?
That is in the chapter Family Renovations.
Wow. Okay, let me play this real quick. Hold on.
Something's moved behind Sean.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
It's kind of embedded, yeah.
Something's moved behind Sean.
Go up.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
I'm leaving. Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, so you said go up.
Go up to that previous line on that first one. This is my favorite of all. This guy, I knew something was around me. I just couldn't see him. And I was taking pictures and I said, okay, I know somebody's here. Come with me. And I took pictures in the next room. About the third time, this little grumpy man said this to me.
I actually have a better idea than to follow you around all night. That's great. Okay, let me play this.
Come with me.
All right, I'm going to play it one more time. Use headphones if you guys are listening in.
Come with me.
That's funny.
And if you go back one more line, or actually up to the last chapter, go up one more.
One more. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Spirit mock.
it should have been right before the family renovation chapter.
Okay, so should it be up more or down?
Down a little bit.
Down a little bit. Okay. Residential investigations.
Yeah, so right above that, right above the residential.
Okay. Okay, these ones are here.
No, I apologize, you guys. I apologize. Forgive me.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I've had it happen on my website, and I don't know what it is, but I think like people go in and delete things, and it really is frustrating.
That's not good. Yeah.
No, it's frustrating. It really is, because if you pay for this, you know, it's like, why am I paying for something that you're messing with? So I completely understand, you know, but I tell you what, those are some amazing EVPs, and I'm very happy that we were able to share some of them.
Thank you. If you go want to see a couple of really cool videos, go up to that hospital page.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back. Hold on. Let me try and get back. Hold on. Share screen. Can you tell me the website one more time?
ElkValleyParanormal.com.
Okay, Elk Valley Paranormal. That's what it was. Sorry about that. Okay, evidence.
So it's, the old hospital. And you can see two of the videos on there. One was caught on Halloween night by my co-founder, Sean. We left the cameras running, and we were downstairs doing a few things in the maternity ward and, different areas. Go back up to evidence.
Okay.
Yeah, and Old Fayetteville Hospital, right there. Yeah. So scroll down, and we've got two videos on this page.
Whoa,
wow,
that's a scratch.
That's a scratch, and that's a scratch. Wow, those are deep scratches.
Mm-hmm. That guy actually that you just had the cursor on, he got slapped.
Yeah,
you can see the finger marks.
Yeah, it looks like he was a little disrespectful, it seems.
Yeah, and you know what? The weirdest thing, that was the quietest guy in the bunch.
Really?
He was the sweetest, nicest guy. I don't know why he got scratched. No idea.
Wow.
Okay, so look at that picture at the bottom left. That's what I call the creeper. He is all over the hospital. This was caught in the crossroads of the first floor. And the video of him, he moves fast, is up above just a little bit.
Yeah, you could see a figure inside the doorway very faintly.
And he kind of reminds me of a cross between the Michelin Man and the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy,
Yep.
right? And he's
Yep.
not very tall. He's like between 3 and 4 feet, but he did not want to get caught.
Huh.
So, and the
Oh,
video
no,
down right below it, you'll see him. So right below, yeah, right there.
Okay.
And he's gone.
Yeah, I think I just picked up something through that hallway.
What?
I think I just picked up something.
Yeah, let me go
The
back.
videographer, yeah, he actually saw the thing. There he
Oh,
goes.
Yeah, I think I just picked up something through that hallway.
what?
I think I just picked up something through that back hall.
That's really quick. Yeah.
Play it one
Yes.
more time. Hold on, let me play it one more time because that was very quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
There.
just picked up something through that hallway.
It is, yeah,
What?
it's
It's
I think I
super
just picked up
quick.
something through that back hall.
Yeah, it's like he walked by very fast.
Mhm.
Well, for
And
you
that's
guys to
why.
capture that,
What's
was
that?
I said for you guys to capture that though, in that picture above, was fascinating.
Had to slow that video down to get that still.
Oh, I
But
bet.
yeah, because people were going, "There's nothing there. You just put a video. Nothing's there. Nothing's there. Yeah,
Of course.
something is there. He just didn't want to get caught."
Of course. Yeah.
And the other video is up above from the second floor, taken on one Halloween. And again, we had left the cameras going. Something is trying to get your attention coming out of the wall right there. And something is going across the floor as well.
So in this video right here,
Uh-huh.
okay, let me
So
play
you'll
it.
see you'll see the orb that they want you to watch. That's what they want you to watch, but you'll see something shoot across the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. That was quick.
Wow.
Mhm.
Let me play it again. Hold on. That light anomaly, that orb, that is a significant, orb though.
Mhm. Mhm.
I wouldn't call that dust.
Right. It had its own light, and it
Yeah.
had a specific direction that it was moving into and out of. So, but I think its sole purpose was to get you to watch it and not what was
Yeah.
going across the floor.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it worked as a team. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's what they do, and I think that we are, we don't think of it that way a lot of times. That's awesome. That
That
is
whole
such a
place is
chapter.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys
Lots
are a
of-
great team.
Lots of history there.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Yeah, a
tell
lot
you.
of stories.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, tell me, what was one of your most intriguing paranormal experiences to date?
Ooh, to date. One thing I can't quite wrap my head around yet, I guess, was at that old commercial business. What happened was a customer came in for a particular part for something, and the reason I can't mention the business is because it's still in business, but the actual building has been built onto about 3 times. It was originally built in the 1800s and kind of resembled the Alamo, actually, but it's here in Fayetteville, Tennessee.
Wow.
And again, still in business, so there's that. But a person came in, a woman came in. It was closing time, right at closing time. So the guy that worked there let her in and said, "Just have a seat over here. Let me find what you need." And she sat down at this desk, and it was one of those wooden desks, almost the cherry finish that is so shiny that you can see your reflection in. You've seen those kind of tables, those kind of desks.
Yeah.
That's where she sat. And during during the time that she was sitting there, and it was maybe 30 minutes or so, there were footsteps, and she looked over at him and she said, "I thought you said we were the last ones here." And he said, "Well, it's probably so and so coming back in. He forgot something. Don't worry about it." And then, as soon as he said that, there was a loud slap on the end of the counter where he was working, looking up her part. And she said, "I thought you said we were alone." And he said, "It's just the ghosties. Don't worry about it." To which she said, "Wait a minute. This place is haunted?" And he goes, "Yeah, but it's never hurt anybody, so don't worry about it." And about that time, this thing went through the door, came around to the door behind her and smacked it as hard as it could, scared the crap out of the woman. And she said, "Okay, can I get my stuff and go?" So she got out as fast as she could. I wanted to sit where she was sitting.
Yeah.
So my husband went with me. He does not do paranormal. He just goes with me just to appease me, you know? And so, yeah. And so he knew the guy that owned the business. And I said, "You guys go back and talk. Let me just sit here by myself." So I had my recorder, I had my K2, I had a Sundrop I popped open, and I was sitting there recording and just playing solitaire on my phone, waiting for something to happen in this old building. Nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. I'd hear pops and say, "That's probably just the building settling. It's nothing."
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never know. And I was trying to antagonize it just a tad, not provoke, but just trying to antagonize it enough to show itself or to do something, get an EVP.
Basically separate the fact. To basically separate the fact that, like, is it paranormal or is it just something that's happening in the house? I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's not like you're being disrespectful. You're just antagonizing to see if it's going to react. Because if it reacts, then you have something intelligent in your apartment or in your house. So I completely agree with what you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, about that time, that the clock started making a weird noise, and they had one of these bird clocks, but it was one, not a songbird. It was one of the hunting bird clocks. So they made different noises than I was used to. And one of them was like a tick, 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 and it got faster and faster. And I looked up at the clock and just out loud said, "Well, that was interesting." But I don't think it was paranormal. And it wasn't. It was the clock. But as soon as I looked down to my phone to go back to my solitaire game, something floated over me. It was a black cloud with eyes.
I've seen something similar.
Holy crap. I stopped, and then I looked up, and of course nothing's there. I don't see it with my eyes. But I said, "Oh, I think I saw something." And the EVP I got after that it was me.
Oh, that's creepy, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I was 10 years old, I was watching Unsolved Mysteries back when it was big in the 80s. I was like 10 years old, and it was 86, I want to say. And it was talking about this family that had to move to their garage because this black mist kept appearing above them, and they had all these old, Polaroids of this black mist on the wall.
Wow.
So I was always terrified. That's what made me terrified of spirits.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a black cloud, like a rain cloud. That's what it reminded me of.
Yes. And that's how I just describe it to a couple of people, and they were like, "But is it a mist or is it cloud?" I don't know. It looks like a drawing a kid would do of a cloud.
Yeah. In my experience, I had a cat, and every night the cat would run up the stairs and jump on my bed and wait for me and crawl around the bed and wait for me. Well, this night I didn't feel the cat as I walked up the stairs in darkness, but the moonlight was shining on my bed, and this cat, well, what I thought was a cat, jumped on my bed, but I noticed that the tail looked weird and I knew that it wasn't my cat. I shut the door. I walk in the room with the lights off. I notice that this thing is walking in a circle on my bed. I turn the light on. Nothing's there. Now I'm a completely unbeliever at this point. So I didn't think anything of it. I had my back towards the door. I hear scratching. I go to open the door. No cat was there. So I'm like, okay, this is creepy. I sat back down. I started eating my strawberries again. Next minute, you know, I hear scratching again. I'm like, okay, I'm going to open the door a little bit. If the cat doesn't run in, we're going to have a problem. So all of a sudden, the cat didn't run in. So I open the door, and the cat's on all fours, foaming from the mouth. All of a sudden, darts past me, jumps on the bed. I see this black cloud, like looks like a rain cloud, go around my bed twice, jump off the bed, jump towards the wall, and then go into like the wall. And the cat just stood in front of the wall, foaming at the mouth. I had to like literally pick her up and get her out of her mental state because she wouldn't listen to any commands. And this cat never showed any aggression for the rest of her life or any time before. So it was
She was
weird
terrified.
situation. Yeah, it was terrifying. It was terrifying.
Yeah. Yes. Poor baby. That cat was terrified.
Oh, the cat I think was protecting me, and I thank God that I had the cat.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of cats and masses and stuff like that, someone just told me this past week of a cat that they had when they were younger. And it was a seal point, not a seal point Siamese, but maybe one of the Himalayans or something like that. And he called her Silky. And Silky comes running through the room one day, chasing this big black mass. And it goes through the room about 3 feet off the floor. And then Silky comes running back through the room, and the black mass was chasing her. And they played.
Wow.
I thought that was the greatest thing. They were playing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That shows you that not everything is, negative.
No, not at all.
So that is great, though. I mean, tell me, John. Actually, you ask a question because I'm going to keep asking questions if not.
No problem, bud. So, as your perception with all these investigations that you've done, I've done some investigations, residential and for fun at places. What do you think spirit is?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think that it gets involved in, like, I'm studying a lot of quantum physics now, and because that's where it's leading me, I'm following what my guides are telling me, is that they're in this fourth, fifth dimension, and they're able to see us as we're not able to see them. And that's why we can't see them, but they're able to interact still in the third dimension as opposed to us seeing the fourth.
And they're nothing but energy. And they're just from what I understand, they're vibrating at a different level. That's why we don't really see them and interact as much, but we can see them easier at certain times of the year, like in spring around May 1st and around November 1st in fall.
Why do you think that is?
Equinoxes.
That veil, the equinox pulls on the poles, and when it pulls on the poles, it stretches that veil somehow. And it's easier for things to interact with us.
I agree. That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm trying to level the playing field by trying to figure out what frequency they talk at. And I've gotten some sick responses, and it's just getting stronger. The more I meditate, the more I go outside, let the energy, absorb into me before I do sessions. And it's just crazy what I'm getting now.
Yeah. And probably the ones you're getting, well, let's just say you don't want to get the lower vibrations.
Yeah.
You want to stay away from those.
Yep.
So it's that's when it gets murky and icky and scary, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what our physical forms are vibrating at. So that's why those frequencies, if you meditate to them, you got to be careful. You know, I'm at such a high frequency now that when I meditate, like it's really opening my brain more. I'm getting more clarity, and because right now I'm meditating at what is it, 18 hertz. Yeah, so it's pretty high pitch, but I mix it in with my music, and
Nice.
just sit there in the tub and just think about life and shit. So.
Well, and the more open you are, the more they're going to be drawn to you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just, one thing after another, and things just open up, and sometimes you can get bombarded. So it's a good thing that you're doing the meditating to protect yourself as well. Because basically that's what you're doing. You're giving yourself a protective shell.
I tell you what, when I miss a day, like I feel like crap. Like if I miss one day of meditating, like I feel like crap. Like everything's out of alignment and weird stuff happens. So.
And have you ever noticed the people that send you information asking you for help? They're depressed. They've got money issues. They marital issues. It's just everything coming down on them, and they are just drawing this negative energy to them. And that's when lower level things can latch on to people.
Well, yeah, and what I found out from my home investigations is about 95% of them have been loved ones trying to say, I'm stuck. I need help moving on. And it's crazy that what they do to get the attention, So I don't know how you could do that to a loved one, but I guess if you can't hear them, you can't see them, you got to do whatever you got to do to get their attention. So why not throw a dish or something or pull their hair,
Yeah. And, some people are just not open to spirit.
Right.
They're like, we're not going to have a haunted house in my home, that kind of thing. So
it's not like that. I do all my stuff here.
Right. Right. It's some people, though, just don't want to allow that in. And spirit's trying to talk to them, trying to get them to help them. And they're like, no, I don't know.
Me and my spirit guides are so close that I say, hey, we were messing around the other day. And I said, can you guys answer some questions? We're testing out my mic. He said, yep, what's up? Through the spirit.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, check this out. I'm going to share this right now. And I want to show you the two responses that we got. The first response we got, that he got during his live podcast was where a spirit died, what room she died in. And it was clear as day.
This is for the Ellen Ray Greenberg cold case. Yeah.
Guys, so check this out. This is absolutely wild. I couldn't believe that he caught this. Hold on. Oh wait, is Greenberg, are you with me? This is not the right one. My fault. Yep.
I got the clip. You want me to put it in?
Yeah, could you? I got the first one though. Hold on here. Let me play this one.
Yeah, this is one.
Good afternoon, Spirit. Are you with me?
Yeah, let me get the other one.
Yeah, get the other one that's very... Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing mine so you can share yours because I'm telling you, Cyn, you have to hear these responses. They're so clear. It's unbelievable. Those responses I just is clear. Hold on, here we go.
Can you tell me what room in the apartment you died in? What room did you die in? You see, this is what Jared wanted me to learn with patience. So listen. Yeah, that was sick.
Now wait,
Wow.
replay.
Wow.
Is
Wow.
that not the craziest thing ever?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I asked, is there a message you want me to pass on to your family? And this was crazy. I couldn't make out what they were saying. Thank God AJ was able to slow it down. So here's this one. This one was really good too. Ellen Ray Greenberg. Is there any message that I can pass on to your dad and mom, Josh and Andy? What do you want to tell them?
If you listen with headphones, like watch. If you listen to the responses, you can hear "Go get them."
Andy, what do you, Andy? What do you, Andy? What do you? Yeah,
It's like it's pretty
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty crazy some of the stuff that he's getting for cold cases, and I hope that like the families can get some closure from it. You know.
Yes.
dude,
But
and there's nothing that I read in her case file to show that she was actually murdered in the bathroom, but it there's not enough blood in the kitchen where she was found to establish that she was killed there, because she was stabbed 20 times and they declared it a suicide.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said every time.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
So her fiance, his parents are went to high school with now the governor of Pennsylvania. So when this was being investigated, he was like the DA or whatever, and like this is a straight up cover up. Like
Wow.
I swear to God.
Now,
Yeah.
Cyn, I want to ask you a question. How do you ensure your research is unbiased and accurate with all this YouTube fakery that's out there nowadays? How do you ensure that your research is unbiased and accurate? What are steps that you take to make sure of that?
Well, let's talk residential first. So whenever I get a residential investigation or somebody wanting us to come out, I send out a questionnaire. They have to fill out a lot of answers. And, most of the ones we get are just drama. They just want somebody to come out and put on a show for them. They want to have Zach come in their house and do his show. And we can't do that. So what I've been doing mostly in the last couple of years is teaching people with all this COVID crap, everybody was isolated and everything like that. So what I've done mostly in the last 2 years is teach people how to smudge their apartments, houses, where their work, wherever they're, having problems, and teach them how to bless their residents and that kind of thing with using Florida water and things like that. The evidence, AI and everything else that is happening is crazy. It is crazy.
and that I 100% agree, and that's why I became friends with a professional skeptic. His name is Kenny Biddle. He actually helped one of our friends, and that let us know that one of our guests was a faker. His name was Robert Reige, and Kenny Biddle had helped Taryn from Paranormal Brew, and that's how we found out, because Taryn told us that he was a fake, but Kenny did all the research, and
Yeah.
he was a
Found
big
out he was a
scammer.
fraud. Yeah, found out he was a fraud. He actually got arrested for it, and he was actually saying that he was a medium and that he saw Abraham Lincoln when he was little and all this stuff, and it was pretty. He had his story down straight. Let me tell you, he was a very good liar, but he got caught out, and now he had to go behind the scenes before he got in serious trouble. But unfortunately, people are like that, in this field, and it's sad. And hopefully we can stay away from those people, and they don't bring down the field anymore.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And that was a resolution. That was one of my New Year's resolution this year, was not to hate skepticism, but to welcome it in, to make sure that all your points are being checked in line. So like all my sessions, I try to do them live, because what I'm hearing is what you're hearing, and I can't fake it. Like, I've had the TV turn off on its own while I was live. I've had cat balls go off down here, and I've had them not do anything. I've gotten nothing live, and that's pretty embarrassing. But I'm staying consistent as far as what I'm hearing is what you're hearing, and I understand with all the video editing that you can do now, you can ghost out people, and I don't trust videos unless they're live or they show their timestamps to see if it was edited. So
Right. And
sorry.
And that's okay. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you a quick question because we're coming close to the end, but I want to get this question out real quick before you. Actually, you want to know what? Answer John's thing, what you're about to say, and I'll ask you this question, because it's a two-part.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, it's really good that you were also showing real time not getting anything, because all the ghost adventures, all of them, they'll go to a residence or wherever they're investigating for 3 to 4 days, and then condense that down to 40 minutes of highlights. And so that's what people expect when you, as a real team, come into their home. They want to see all that happening. It's not going to happen. A lot of times we sit in the dark and we hear nothing and see nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'd stay at clients' houses for 3 days. I would stay there for 3 days to make sure it was gone, to see what I was getting into. I recorded the whole process from day one, and always night two is always the strongest, and then usually the third day they'd move on and stuff. So there was no reason for me to go live. It was more purposely for them to say goodbye to their relatives or goodbye to the spirit that was in their home. So
I think that's
always
wonderful.
involved the family. Yeah,
I think that's wonderful you're doing that.
So I wanted to ask you these two questions. How does your work as an author complement your work as a paranormal researcher? And have you encountered any skepticism or backlash about your work in the paranormal field, whether it be your work as a paranormal investigator or also even an author as writing books?
I've not got, well, you're going to have skeptics no matter what.
Haters are always going to hate.
Yeah. And honestly, I try to go in and I tell people, whenever they're investigating or whenever a team is coming into your home, you try to find a reason for something. So if you hear a tap, 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 see if there's a reason it's happening. Is a pet tapping the wall a certain time? Has he got a flea? Find something. Do you have a leaky faucet? just try to find a real reason things are happening. And then when you can't, if you can't, then there you go. You could have something paranormal happening in your home. It's a fine line, but I think it's good to be skeptical. I think it's really good to be skeptical from an investigating standpoint. And, when they come into your home, I think it's good for that person to be skeptical of you too. Definitely. So, yeah. So I'm used to skepticism. I've got people around me in the family that are like, you ain't seen shit, that kind of thing. And I mean, I'm almost 60. And so I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm like, I know what I've seen and I don't have to prove it to you.
I just tell them I don't care. It's what I believe. This is my universe. You're just in it.
I hope I look half as good as you at 60.
Do you know you're my new favorite person?
Yes. No, but
I will be 60 next month. I'll be 60 next month.
You look great.
I love you. You are my favorite podcast.
Hi, Nancy.
I really appreciate you coming on. I would love to have you come on again because there's more that I want to talk about. I want to dive deep into your author, into all your books that you have next time. So we got to schedule something coming up. I have a date that's available, so I will email you when we get off of this. If you're available for it, I'd love to have you back on. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate all the, insight that you've given us, all the evidence you've shown. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I have enjoyed you both. Wish I had gotten to meet the other one, but hopefully next time.
Oh, definitely. No, you don't. You'll regret that. He's got a big mouth. But we love him.
He's from the UK, so you got to be careful with him.
Well, hey, those accents. People
those accents. Yep, you're right. Hey, thank you so much, Cyn. I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
Wow, man, such an awesome guest. We had such a great time. I'm so happy we were able to show some of her evidence, talk to her about, just some amazing things. But there's so much more that I want to talk to her about. So I want to bring her back on in a couple weeks and talk.
I know an hour goes pretty quick.
Dude, an hour goes very quick, and I'd love to go longer, but people's attention span on Spotify and everywhere is very limited, so it's hard.
It's like 10 seconds.
Yeah, But hey, we had a great show. We appreciate everyone who's gotten involved. Nancy, thank you for showing up again. Ashley, Anthony Sabellos, and everyone else who's watched. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching another episode of Talking with the Source. Again, I'm here with my good friend, John Keyworth. John, please shout out your stuff.
All right. So my paranormal research is JK47 Paranormal. I have a podcast called Targeting with the JK47 on Tuesday at noons Mountain Time. This next one will be pretty interesting. I'm getting pretty tuned in with her. If you haven't seen the clips, go check them out on my TikTok or my Facebook. But it's session number 7, lucky number 7. So I have a really good feeling about Tuesday, dude.
Yeah. Definitely check out his podcast. I mean, it's amazing to see the live spirit box sessions, the things that he's uncovered. Also check his TikTok out where I edit and I review all of his sessions and pick the best responses for you guys to listen to. So check it out. It's amazing. And once again, it's Targeting with JK47. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. And until next time, this is Talking with the Source.
Take care, guys.